Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, please give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Thursday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page so you can watch on demand. Today is July 25th, 2019. And now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a man stabbed another man Saturday evening in Schneider Park and fled the scene, according to the Durango Police Department. Law enforcement across the Four Corners was looking for the suspect Tuesday afternoon, described as a man about 30 years old, wearing nice clothes. The man escaped in a red, newer model Jeep Cherokee with a temporary license plate in the window, according to law enforcement. The victim, who has no permanent address, was taken by ambulance to Mercy Regional Medical Center with serious non-life-threatening injuries. Durango Police Detective Josh Newman said. Witnesses were not cooperating with law enforcement as of Tuesday afternoon, Newman said. Durango Police do not know where the temporary plate originated from, he said. And at this point, I don't have a whole lot to go on, Newman said Tuesday. There are only 3 reported witnesses, neither wanting to offer information, and that's it, a lot of unknowns. Newman said he believes the stabbing is an isolated incident and does not believe there is a threat to public safety.
Reported by the Journal, the Pevine fire grows. The Pevine Canyon fire, burning 22 miles west of Blanding, Utah, has grown to 278 acres, up from 145 acres on Sunday. The fire is burning in the Dark Canyon wilderness of the Monte La Salle National Forest. New road closures for the fire area went into effect on Wednesday. Forest Road 089 Pevine Corridor is now closed at the trailhead junction with Forest Road 088 South Elk Ridge. Forest Road 5108 Dry Mesa Road will also be closed at the junction with the Forest Road 5340, including all spur roads to the north. Earlier road closures included Forest Trail 023 Brushy Knoll and Forest Trail 157 Pevine Canyon, as well as Dry Mesa Spur Road 55391. Fire managers asked the public to avoid the fire area if possible. Crews have completed a control line around the most intensely burning portions of the fire using existing roads and trails, that according to a Forest Service news release. With increasing moisture in the area, firefighters are able to make good progress protecting the fire line as the fire moves naturally through brush and undergrowth, officials said. The fire received no rain Tuesday, but note that some rain may have fallen in the area yesterday on Wednesday. Crews are conducting burnout operations as they work slowly southward along the closed Pevine Canyon Trail. Fire behavior consists of occasional group and single tree torching and creeping and smoldering in ground fuel. It is burning in manzanita oak brush, ponderosa pine, and subalpine fir in steep and rocky terrain difficult to fight directly, officials said. A hotshot crew is working on the most active northeast corner of the fire in subalpine fire and timber litter. The crew completed a burnout operation around corrals near the Pevine Corridor in Dark Canyon and the junction of the Pevine Canyon Trail number 157. Currently 156 people are assigned to the fire, which was discovered July 16th in the Dark Canyon wilderness. Full containment is estimated by August 15th, officials said. The fire was started by lightning. Resources available to fight the Pevine Canyon fire include 6 fire engines, a Type 3 helicopter, and 156 firefighters from 2 Type 1 hotshot crews and 2 Type 2 initial attack crews. More information is available online at the Monte La Salle National Forest website, fs.usda.gov/Monte La Salle.
This story from the Cortez Journal with photos by Jerry McBride with the Herald. There's an increased chance of flooding on the 416 fire burn scar from Wednesday until Saturday as storms roll across southwest Colorado, according to the National Weather Service. Matthew Oleska, a meteorologist for the NWS in Grand Junction, said a high-pressure system over northwestern New Mexico is increasing the chances for storms that could produce heavy rain over parts of southwest Colorado. This weather pattern will remain in place until at least Saturday, Oleska said. If one of these storms develops over the 416 fire burn scar north of Durango, there could be a risk of flooding for homes in Hermosa. Butch Knowlton, La Plata County's director for the Office of Emergency Management, said a storm hit the headwaters of Tripp and Buck Creeks around 3 p.m. Tuesday, which brought a good amount of debris, silt, and rocks to the bottom of the drainage. Knowlton said he heard from residents who live in the area that it wasn't raining in Hermosa, but they could hear the water coming down the canyons. One person said they heard the water coming down for 10 to 15 minutes before it hit Hermosa. No serious property damage was reported, but Knowlton said the debris flow hit County Road 203 and did reach some residents' yards. The county's road and bridge crews were out Wednesday cleaning the road and some nearby ditches and culverts, he said. A temporary radar system was installed on top of Missionary Ridge to help local officials track storms that could cause flooding off the 416 fire burn scar. That radar can be viewed by the public by visiting the website.
And reported by the Durango Herald, photos also Jerry McBride. What happens when you plant trees in a pile of mine waste? Well, they're about to find out. The U.S. Forest Service has embarked on a bit of a science experiment this summer to see if trees, willows, and other vegetation are able to take root on a waste pile near the Brooklyn Mine, located on a mountainside northwest of Silverton, said Gretchen Fitzgerald, a forester with the agency. If successful, the project could have beneficial effects on water quality and set a precedent for the future restoration of toxic areas. It's an experiment, Fitzgerald says. According to federal records, the Brooklyn Mine was first dug for its reserves of gold, silver, and zinc in the early 1900s, operating on and off over the years. The most recent mining activities happened in the mid-1960s and lasted for about 2 decades. Eventually, the Brooklyn Mine shut down, leaving behind a complicated mess to clean up. In the late 1990s, however, the Forest Service began cleaning up the area, diverting mine wastewater discharges from collapsed adits and waste rock piles. Attention was turned once again to the Brooklyn Mine after it was included in the Environmental Protection Agency's Bonita Peak Mining District Superfund site, comprised of 48 mining sites around Silverton, responsible for degrading water quality in the Animas River. Because the Brooklyn Mine is located on the San Juan National Forest, the Forest Service is taking the lead on the cleanup there, said Ben Martinez with the San Juan National Forest. But it's possible previous mining companies could also be on the financial hook. In the meantime, federal agencies are going ahead with the cleanup. Martinez said the site is being investigated to find out just how much contamination the Brooklyn Mine is contributing to the headwaters of the Animas and what the possible right steps are for long-term remediation. While the big picture cleanup is being figured out, projects like Fitzgerald's tree planting could help with issues associated with the waste rock pile. For the project, seeds were collected from Engelmann spruce trees right next to the pile, and native flowers were taken from Ophir, a small mountain town 13 miles west of Silverton. The seeds were sent to a nursery and matured for 2 years. This summer, interns with Mountain Studies Institute, Southwest Conservation Corps, and Outward Bound took on the task of planting 900 spruce trees, 300 flowers, and 30 willows. There's a bit of technique and skill involved if you want reforested plants to survive at an elevation of 11,000 feet, Fitzgerald said. Planting was delayed this year because of heavy snowpack in the San Juan Mountains this past winter. Using a hodad, interns dug into the hard ground, spacing spruce trees about 10 feet apart. Flowers were planted a little closer at about 1 to 2 foot intervals. Fitzgerald said she's never undertaken a project quite like this, but if the plants take hold, it could stabilize the hillside and keep the waste rock out of the watershed, acting as a sort of filter.
From the Cortez Journal, AP file photo. New federal data tracking opioid pills published by the Washington Post highlights areas of Colorado hit hardest by the opioid crisis. The newspaper obtained Drug Enforcement Administration data to track every pill distributed in the country from 2006 to 2012. In Colorado, drug companies distributed the highest number of pills per person in southern parts of the state where the epidemic has hit hardest. Alamosa County saw 88 pills distributed per person between 2006 and 2012. More than 68 pills per person per year were distributed in Pueblo County, 67 pills per person per year in Otero, and 50 pills per person per year in Huerfano. Those counties have sued drug companies alleging they used fraudulent tactics to addict patients, the companies deny that. For comparison, the analysis found drug companies distributed 67 and 63 annual pills per person, respectively, in West Virginia and Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, Nevada, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Oregon all saw figures above 50 pills per person annually. The Colorado data correlates with other information about the impact of the opioid epidemic, according to Robert Valuk, who heads the Colorado Consortium for Prescription Drug Abuse Prevention. While the drugs have legitimate uses for many pain patients, Valuk said, wherever opioids go, the data are clear. Problems go along with them, everything from misuse and non-medical use to addiction or use disorders, overdoses, treatments, admissions, and deaths, he said. And now let's take a look at the weather.
We had a little rain yesterday in the evening, bringing the total for the month of July here at the station to 0.21, and the forecast for the next couple of days looks potentially promising moisture-wise. Today, 50% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms is expected mainly after 10 a.m. this morning. Partly sunny with a high near 85 degrees, south winds light at 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Then tonight, around a 40% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 11 p.m. Partly cloudy skies with a low around 59, north winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, shifting east after midnight. Then Friday, again, about a 40% chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, though, with a high near 84 degrees, light and variable wind from west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. And Friday night, a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms, mainly before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 58 degrees. Saturday, a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 86 degrees, east winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, become west by the afternoon. Then Saturday night, still a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms exists before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 58. And then that might be it for the rain pattern in July, though this graphic shows a 30% chance of scattered showers into Sunday. It may be mostly sunny with a high near 85 degrees, National Weather Service says, with Sunday night mostly clear and a low to 57. And then Monday sunny with a high near 86, Monday night partly cloudy with a low around 57. And then Tuesday is showing a slight chance for scattered showers, but mostly sunny with a high near 86 degrees. Tuesday night partly cloudy with a low around 59. And now back to the news.
From the Cortez Journal with a journal file photo, the Mancos School Board will leave a vacancy unfilled until the school board election in November. The board received 3 applications to fill the post of Ed Rittner, who resigned from last month to become the project-based learning coordinator. However, at the board meeting July 15th, trustees said they preferred to leave the position vacant until November, when Rittner's term was up. All seats on the board are elected at large and represent the entire school district. The three applicants were Bridget Jaber, Katie Cahill Volpe, and Nick Manning. They were all interviewed prior to the July board meeting. The directors present said all 3 were highly qualified and it would be difficult to choose among the 3. Board Secretary Pamela Coppinger noted that it takes a while for the board to get in sync, and 4 months might not be enough time for that to happen. As board president, Mitchell has 60 days in which he can possibly appoint someone to fill the spot. If he chooses not to, then it goes to an election. So far, Mitchell has not opted to appoint anyone. In addition to replacing Rittner, Coppinger, and Hunter's terms also end in November, meaning that 3 seats will be before the voters.
CDOT project updates as reported in the Durango Herald. After Colorado voters refused to increase sales taxes to fund transportation in November, the state is homing in on smaller priority road construction projects to address safety concerns. The Colorado Department of Transportation must spend most of its funding on regular maintenance, leaving only $3.5 million to $3.7 million of annual discretionary spending for construction across 15 counties in southwest Colorado, said Tony Cady, a regional planning and environmental manager for the agency. The agency often seeks funding from different sources, such as grants for projects, but funding remains tight. Quote, "We need to prioritize projects that are the worst sections for safety and mobility," he said. Katie explained CDOT's approach to La Plata County commissioners on Wednesday during a meeting to update the agency's 10-year development plan. CDOT is aware La Plata County residents are interested in widening and improving U.S. Highway 160 between Durango and Bayfield and U.S. Highway 550 from Durango to the New Mexico state line. But instead of widening whole corridors in their entirety, CDOT plans smaller projects to address problem areas, Katie said. For example, the agency could widen U.S. Highway 160 to add a center turn lane between Elmore's Corner and County Road 225 east of Durango to improve safety. The project may include repairing and expanding the Florida River Bridge and improving the intersection at County Road 225 with a traffic light or a roundabout, he said. It could cost about $30 million. CDOT may also widen Highway 160 to 4 lanes for about 2 miles at Dry Creek, about 5 miles east of Colorado Highway 172, also east of Durango. The $36 million project could include 2 wildlife underpasses, he said. The agency does not have a timeline or funding for completing the projects. By designing projects, the agency would be prepared to apply for funding should it become available, he said. The smaller projects eliminate the need for CDOT to purchase rights-of-way along the whole corridor, which could be time-consuming. The list of priority projects for Southwest Colorado and the rest of the state could be finalized by the end of the year. Next year, CDOT's funding could receive a boost if voters approve Proposition CC, a question on the November ballot that asks them to allow the state to keep all of the tax dollars it collects. Under the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, state revenues must be refunded to residents if they increase faster than inflation and the growth of the population, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Proposition CC would divide the funds between public schools, higher education, and transportation, according to the Colorado Secretary of State's office. To comment on CDOT's 10-year plan, go online to yourtransportationplan.metroquest.com.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo by Erica Alvaro with the Journal, the Montezuma-Cortez School Board unanimously approved ballot language for a mill levy override they hope to pass this November. The property tax increase would go to support teacher raises and safety initiatives, according to Montezuma-Cortez School District RE1 officials. Approving the language allows the district to officially certify the ballot question with the county. Specifically, the board talked over the second paragraph of the ballot question, which deals with the purpose of the tax increase. The paragraph states that the mill levy money will be used to hire and retain high-quality teachers and support staff, including law enforcement school resource officers, by increasing salaries and benefits. Raising salaries in order to remain competitive with neighboring districts is one way to keep teachers and achieve consistency, the district officials say. The board decided in May to put the proposal on the ballot. They are looking to pass 5 mills, which would raise a little under $2.9 million, according to Superintendent Lori Hawkness. The most recent attempts to pass a mill levy override in 2017 failed, and last year the board decided not to put it on the ballot, saying that the timing was off. This time around, RE1 staff and board members hope that with proper messaging and listening to community feedback, voters will approve the measure.
New sights at Lone Mesa State Park, as from Durango Herald. Mary Shin photos. On a low grassy ridge near a ponderosa pine forest north of Dolores, archaeologists and volunteers identified stones last week that Native Americans likely shaped more than 1,000 years ago. The site where the team found artifacts, including century-old metal debris from a logging company, was one of the undocumented sites found over 2 weeks in July at Lone Mesa State Park by a team led by experts from the Colorado Office of Archaeology and Historic Preservation. The team of 26 people surveyed about 450 acres in the 11,760-acre park on foot in a grid pattern, gathering data that could eventually be used to help manage the park if it opens to the public. Documenting the sites may help park managers tell future visitors about how the land was used by ancient and historic people, said Kimball Banks, an archaeologist contracted by the State Archaeologist's Office to help with the project. The Office of Archaeology and Historic Preservation plans to work with Ute tribes to tell the story of people who used landscape, said Rebecca Simon, Assistant State Archaeologist. Lone Mesa State Park was purchased by the state in 1999 and in 2002 It opened to hunting, but no other activities are allowed there. At this time, Colorado Parks and Wildlife does not have a timeline for fully opening the park, but the newly collected archaeological data could inform future decisions about the park, said Joe Lewandowski, a CPW spokesman. The park could offer hiking, horseback riding, mountain biking, and camping if it is opened, he said. The archaeological survey was the first completed in the area since 2010, but it's likely archaeologists and volunteers will be back next year. The park is a corridor for all kinds of wildlife, including deer and elk, and was likely inhabited by humans for thousands of years, she said. The primary period of habitation was likely between 5000 BC and 500 BC. The site is found July 19th on the ridge, where both ancient artifacts and logging debris were found, demonstrates the appeal of the area over time, said Stephanie Boktor, Cultural Resource Information and GIS Specialist with the state. In addition to helping to document new sites, the survey at Lone Mesa gave volunteers the opportunity to learn new skills through the state's program for avocational archaeological certification. The certification program can help prepare volunteers to assist on other professional archaeological surveys, excavations, or lab projects, according to the state's archaeologist's office.
According to the Durango Herald, scientists are closing in on a long-sought goal, a blood test to screen people for possible signs of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. On Monday at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference, half a dozen research groups gave new results on various experimental tests, including one that seems 88% accurate at indicating Alzheimer's risk. Doctors are hoping for something to use during routine exams where most dementia symptoms are evaluated to gauge who needs more extensive testing. Current tools such as brain scans and spinal fluid tests are too expensive or impractical for regular checkups. We need something quicker and dirtier. It doesn't have to be perfect to be useful for screening, said Maria Carrillo, the Alzheimer's Association's chief science officer. Dr. Richard Hodes, director of the National Institute on Aging, called the new results very promising and said blood tests soon will be used to choose and monitor people for federally funded studies, though it will take a little longer to establish their value in routine medical care. In the past year, we've seen a dramatic acceleration in progress on these tests, he said. This has happened at a pace that is far faster than any of us would have expected, he said.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. The latest farmers market for area producers as of July 23rd reports pinto beans at $22 CWT, hard red winter wheat at $6 CWT, hard red spring wheat at $7, sunflowers at 15.70 cents per CWT, and safflower is holding at $17. The source of this report is High Country Elevator and Midland Bean Company, both of Dove Creek, Colorado. There will be an industrial hemp meeting led by Colorado Hemp Advancement and Management Plan, or CHAMP, on Friday, August 16, 2019. That runs from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Old Fort in Hesperus, Colorado. A repeat session will run from 1 to 4 p.m. on that same day. The meeting is a partnership between Fort Lewis College and the Southern Ute and Ute Mountain Ute tribes for the purpose of gathering public feedback on specific issues related to the research and development, sustainability, seed certification, cultivation, crop disposal, transportation, and testing of industrial hemp. CHAMP is a statewide initiative. All are invited to attend and participate. You can call 303-869-9103 to RSVP for one of these sessions again on August 16th. And the Dove Creek Press has both the print version that comes into the stands on each Wednesday. It is also available in a digital version online. And as part of their services to the community, they offer a calendar to which any organization holding a meeting or event may submit the information to them to be added on the calendar. All items must be turned in before noon on Monday, the week of publication. It's the responsibility of clubs, organizations, and event coordinators to notify the Dove Creek Press of changes in meeting dates and times. Again, all organizations are welcome. Please leave a phone number for those who need additional information. The email is dcpress@centurytel.net, or you can call DC Press at 970-677-2214 or go online to dovecreekpress.com. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Please be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.